This is an ammunition factory. This is where bullets are made. Quality check. Containing boxes. Then delivery. Crossing the ocean. Being loaded into a gun. A man wears suit and leather shoes. He's Yuri, the biggest arms dealer of the world. He was very powerful in the underworld, for being the biggest arms dealer of the world. Specifically, arms trafficking. That year, Yuri is still very young. He works for his family's restaurant. One day, he witnesses an internal fight of the local gang. Two mobsters firing their AK-47 guns at his restaurant. In the end, the two are shot to death. Yuri picks up a shell. He suddenly realizes, you go into the restaurant business because people are always going to have to eat. My destiny is fulfilling another basic human need. But arms dealing earns much more than restaurant business. Starting with a gun, Yuri sets off on his path of arms dealing. At the beginning he has no fund, no relationship, no experience. The veteran of the underworld also looks down on him. I don't think you and I are in the same business. But very soon, Yuri will prove him wrong. His with ability. 1984, the US withdraws its troops from Lebanon, leaving a large quantity of guns. They're sold like scraps. Yuri buys them all. He simultaneously has a French, a British passport, an Israeli passport, an Ukrainian passport, and an American passport. Therefore, he can deal arms everywhere on the world. He deals with whoever can pay. He doesn't care what the guns are for, who they're for. He deals with the left wing, with the right wing. He deals with terrorists, but also with pacifists. He sometimes even sells guns to opposing parties. Morality means nothing to him. Wherever Yuri goes, war comes. That place becomes hell on earth. So many call him the Merchant of Death. He even makes up code words to use in trading. For example, rocket launchers are mothers, and rockets are children. AK-47 is called Angel King. The Angel King will arrive tomorrow. He sees with his own eyes how a Lebanese child is shot with his gun. One time, he gets shot in the stomach by a Colombian gang. He even blows up a partner of his. This kind of business is like playing with fire. He knows that very well, but he always escapes dangers and makes a fortune. 1991, following the dissolution of the Soviet Union, Yuri bribes the officials to buy a large quantity of weapons, ammunition, tanks, aircraft. He has gotten insanely rich. He has bought all of the deadly weapons that we can only see on TV. He has succeeded. From a restaurant server, he's become a powerful arms dealer, with a fortune of hundreds of billions, and a huge empire of weapons and ammunition. Yuri introduces a magnum gun to the president of Liberia. Next to them, a soldier is flirting. The president sees this and aims the gun at him. Yuri is frightened, but he immediately regains composure.
No, you're gonna have to buy it. It's a used gun. How can I sell a used gun?
This is the courage of the world's top arms dealer. The soldier's body is dragged away, leaving a large blood trail in the room. Yuri's expression doesn't change a bit. He continues chatting happily with the president. In Liberia, Africa, in the year 1995, death is nothing. What matters most is business. This man started from nothing. From a server, he now has a net worth of billions of dollars. Arms dealing is an heartless business. Wherever he goes, war follows, dead bodies pile up. But he feels nothing. In 1995, during Liberia's internal war, Yuri comes there. This is the arms dealer's paradise, but it's also hell on earth. On the streets, vultures can be seen devouring dead bodies. Here, children are recruited, even those as young as 13-14. The AK-47s in their arms might be as tall as them.
A bullet from a 14-year-old is just as effective as one from a 40-year-old, often more effective.
That year, Yuri's son is also 14 years old. Yet Yuri is giving a 14-year-old Liberian child a gun. That child might die at any second. With the money he earns, he buys a telescope for his son. Different people truly have different fates. The thing Yuri is most afraid of is peace. Peace means canceling orders. That day, he receives a phone call. The customer requests to return the goods for a potential peace treaty. Yuri gets mad.
Truce? What do you mean truce? The guns are already on their way. When they say they're gonna have a war, they keep their word.
That day, Yuri's cargo plane containing weapons flies to Africa. Midway, it gets intercepted by a fighter aircraft. He'll be caught if the plane lands at the airport. So, Yuri forces the pilot to make an emergency landing on a crowded dirt road to destroy the evidence before the police arrives. Yuri picks up an AK-47 and give it to a farmer. Soon after, a huge crowd gathers. Strong men, women who were washing clothes, children who were playing. They take guns like free samples. Some take guns, some take rocket launchers, some take grenades, some even bring home boxes of weapons. Yuri is now this African country town's hero. All of his goods are gone in a flash. He even friendly shouts, "Don't forget the bullet." What's funny is that in the end, even his plane gets destroyed by the poor people, leaving him all alone. This is the only movie to have been invested by arms dealer. Real guns were used. The AK-47s were all real. The 100+ tanks in the movies were all real. The Hollywood's prop team was too slow and too expensive. So, the director contacted an arms dealer. The goods arrived the day the deal was finalized. Lightning speed. These tanks were delivered to the crew. The director even visits the nearby country to prevent to be mistaken as planning an armed coup. After they finished filming, these tanks were sold to the battleground of Libya. They were used till Gaddafi's period. The crew had such great backing, thanks to Nicolas Cage. He came from a long-standing wealthy clan. Unfortunately, after filming the movie, Cage sank. He can never fully come back. Rumor has it, in this movie, he let out a lot of information on weapons. Anyway, Yuri's weapons are taken by the Interpol. He's a rival of Yuri. The president puts a gun into Yuri's hand. Then, he holds Yuri's hand. His finger hovers over the trigger. He kills an undercover reporter. This is the first time Yuri has killed someone himself. After that, Yuri comes to a bar for a drink. The bartender pours some brown on the bar for him to take. Yuri asks what this brown thing is. The bartender says, it's a mixture of heroin and gunpowder. The kids from his town before entering the battlefield. I'll take this. After taking this, they can do anything. Try it. That night, Yuri feels like everything's spinning. He aimlessly walks on the Liberia streets. While wandering, he sees the undercover reporter that he killed. He meets 2 starving hyenas. He even meets a little girl. She raises her cut-off arm. Sir, will my arm grow back? Yuri suddenly remembers his son. He regains his conscience. He cries like a child. After half a year, Yuri quits arms dealing. He does legal work, but legal works don't earn much. One day, the Liberian president comes to America for Yuri. He puts a diamond as big as a thumb into his hand and says, Africa needs you, Lord of War. Yuri returns to Africa, to the job he doesn't like. During the trade, Yuri's brother sees a mother and a son killed. He convinces him to abandon the deal. Do not give them the guns. The people here will all be killed. Yuri says, it's not our problem. His brother uses a grenade to blow up a weapon truck. He's shot to death. For missing one weapon truck, Yuri only gets 1/2 of the diamond. At the same time, he loses his brother forever. Not long after, he is caught by the police. For the crime of arms dealing, Yuri tells the police, the world's biggest arms dealer isn't me. It's your boss, the president of the US. He sells more weapons in a day than I sell in a year. But you guys can't find fingerprints on the weapons. This is the true nature of this world.